And here we go, guys. I don't know. Of all the OHIOs, this is one of the more creative ones, maybe. I don't know. Pretty interesting. A couple guys got to figure it out here. Now, I want to talk about facial expression and recognition. I know we've talked about Ekman. I mentioned Alex Martinez briefly. And the crazy thing is about Alex Martinez, there has to be an outside member on dissertation committee. So who was on my non-conscious dissertation research committee? But Alex Martinez. What a stroke of luck, because he's randomly assigned. And we had such a great time in my dissertation device. Let's look at some of his frickin' research done here at Ohio State with his research participants, right? Does happily disgusted as a facial expression exist? What would Ekman say, right? Research at the Ohio State University have found a way for computers to recognize 21 distinct facial expressions, even expression for seemingly complex or contradictory emotions. The study gives cognitive scientists more tools to study the origins of emotion in the brain. Right? Here, a study participant makes 3 faces: happy, right? And then disgusted center, and you guys could read that, but what about this last one? This is happily disgusted, right? And you got to practice to be able to make these expressions, but the participants do it, right? And the damn thing is that they do the artificial intelligence programming so that computers can recognize and differentiate these expressions. So the future, right? You open up your iPad or whatever, and it says, wow, Joseph, you look a little down today. You want to hear something upbeat? That this is taking artificial intelligence to kind of a new level, right? So there's Alex Martinez, right? We've gone beyond facial expressions for simple emotions like happy or sad. We found strong consistency in how people move their facial muscles to express 21 categories of emotions. So, and he's, associate professor, right? Cognitive scientist and associate professor of electrical and computer engineering. What a freaking amazing combo, right? So, that is simply stunning. This tells us that these 21 emotions expressed in the same way by nearly everyone, at least in our culture, and that's an important caveat. So creating the emotions, they photographed 230 volunteers, 130 female, 100 male, mostly college students, make faces in response to verbal cues, right, to elicit the emotion. You just got some great unexpected news, happily surprised, or you smell a bad odor, disgusted. In the resulting 5,000 images, they painstakingly tagged prominent landmarks for facial muscles, FAC, right, facial action coding, right, the same method used by Ekman. Okay. What do we see? Well, for example, the expressions for happy is nearly universal 99% of the time. Study participants expressed happiness by drawing up the cheeks, spreading the mouth in a smile. Surprise was also easily detected 92% of the time. Happily surprised turned out to be a compound of expressions of happy and surprised. About 93% of the time, participants expressed it in the same way. Okay. So, for emotion researchers, what do we know? Look. The deal is the future is here. So we have artificial intelligence, we have engineers working on the process, we have neuroscience, we have brain imaging, we have profound techniques that social psychologists and cognitive psychologists have contributed. People who want to study emotion, there's probably no better time since this study began to be studying emotion, right? Think about it. The facial recognition coding, we've got that as a tool. Neuroimaging is providing us with just profound results. Our laboratory paradigms get better and better. We got cross-cultural efforts, so we're making comparisons cross-culture like Ekman had done. And there's a handful of people who are interested in determining if there's non-conscious emotional experience. Man, it's a great time for us for the research in emotion. And this is my pitch to you, that if you want to be a researcher in psychology and you're maybe not certain of the area you want to research, and you don't have to research just one area, you can research multiple areas, I hope that you add the research of emotion to your query list, right? And that's what we got. I've sure enjoyed, all the research I did, almost all the research I've done at Ohio State had emotion as an element in that research. And even when I was doing undergraduate research assistantship, it was all about emotion. So I guess that was destined to be my legacy or my history. And imagine, you guys, just imagine how lucky I felt when the department came to me and said, Mark, are you willing to teach the class on psychology of emotion? And I'm like, yeah, because I've been like studying for this for like forever. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a little lengthy, and I hope, I'm glad I took the time to reshoot this, because the first one I'd done was blurry from last semester. So, I've said enough. Alice is going to say goodbye. And what do cats like just about as much as anything? Give them a good box, and they're happy as pie. So we got a lot of Amazon fans in this house in the form of four-legged fur beasts. Have a great day, and I'll see you the next time.